my name is Professor Rad, and in this video, we are going to take a number that's in standard form and turn it into scientific notation. So we went the opposite way in the last video, and we talked about scientific notation a little bit in the video before that one. So if you haven't seen those, you may want to watch those, or just watch them to, like, I don't know, refresh your memory if it's been a while. So for this example, we're going to write the weight of a chicken feather and the average distance from Earth to Mars, both of these numbers in scientific notation. So just a reminder that scientific notation is a number that's between 1 and 10, and then it's being multiplied by 10 to some power. And that power has to be either a positive or a negative whole number. So what we're going to do here, we've got to take this decimal number here, and what we're going to do is we're going to move this decimal point until we get to a number that's between 1 and 10 after we've moved the decimal point. So really, if I have a decimal number, really what I'm looking for is the first number that's not a 0. That's where I'm going to move it to. So I'm going to move this, and I have to count how many places I move it because I'll need that info later. So I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So instead of being all the way out here, it's now going to be 2.89. So 2.89 is a number that's between 1 and 10. That's what we want. If I had moved it another spot, then I'd have 28.9, and that's bigger than 10, so I don't want that. So we have 2.89, and then this is going to be times 10 to a power. And that power is based on the type of number we started with and how many places we moved the decimal point. So we move the decimal point 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So the power is going to be a 4. And because this was an itty bitty number, right? So it was point a bunch of zeros and then some numbers. We're going to make that a -4. So this -4 tells us this is a teeny tiny number, not a super big number. And then I'll make sure I label it my ounces here. So the weight of a chicken feather in scientific notation is going to be 2.89 times 10 to the -4 ounces. So if I want to take a large number and write that in scientific notation, we're going to do the same process. We're going to take a decimal point and move it until we get to a number that's between 1 and 10. Now remember, when you have a whole number, okay, it looks like there's no decimal point there, right? Remember, it is all the way to the right because this is our ones place, and the ones place is where the decimal point is going to be located. So I have to move that decimal point until I get to a number that's between 1 and 10. So here, that's going to be here, so that I get 1.4, because 1.4 is between 1 and 10. So this is where I want to move it to. So let's count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to move it 8 places. When we do that, we get 1.4. And since I moved it 8 spots, the power is going to be an 8. And since this was a big number, that's going to be a positive 8. If this had been 0.000000 whatever 14, then this would have been a -8. So big numbers, positive exponents, tiny numbers, negative exponents. And then this was in terms of miles. So there we go. That's how you can go from standard notation, just normal looking numbers, into scientific notation. In our next video, we are going to talk about how your calculator will sometimes display answers in scientific notation. So you're going to want to be able to recognize that. So make sure when you watch the next video, you have your calculator nearby so you know the notation that your calculator uses. And I'm going to demo a few different ones, but unfortunately, every calculator is going to be a little bit different. So that's why it's important for you to know your calculator that you're going to be using. So I will see you in that next video. In the meantime, have a magnificent day, and bye for now.